Hi, welcome! If you've ever looked at someone balancing on their hands and thought, no way I could ever do that, I'm here to prove you wrong. This is a beginner-friendly, no equipment calisthenics workout you can do at home and for free. And yes, even if you've never done anything like this before. We are starting simply but with purpose. These exercises will build the strength, control, and body awareness you need to eventually work towards one of the coolest beginner arm balances out there, the crow pose. So you don't need any fancy gear, you don't have to be strong yet, we will work on that. This is the foundation. Ready? Let's start. Let's start with warming up our wrists before we put too much weight on them. Interlace your fingers and then start doing some circles. Into one direction and then into the other direction. Nice. Release, shake them out. We strengthen a little bit our forearms to support our wrists. Inhale, lift your arms to the side. And then spread your fingers far, far, far apart. And on the exhale, make fists with your hands as strong as you can. Make sure your thumb is on the outside of your hand. Now open and close. Open and close. Go a little bit faster. And then a little bit faster. We do this for 10. Pumping hard. 9. 8. Go a little bit faster. 7. 6, 5, already feeling your forearms? I hope so. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, release, shake it out. And then I will turn around so you can see my shoulders moving. And moving you have to understand to build up to calisthenics positions like crow pose, handstand. You need to move your shoulder blades. So we will warm up a little bit our shoulders. To understand this movement, extend your arms forward, fingertips up to the sky. Nice. From here, push your hands towards an invisible wall, making sure your shoulder blades are wide apart and you're rounding here the front of your chest. Inhale, pull your shoulder blades together. Nice. Exhale, round and push forward. Inhale, push them together. Exhale, round. This is protraction. And then when you push them together, this is retraction. Protract and retract. We do this for 10, 9, 8, 7. Nice. Extend your arms. Don't let your elbows hang. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Release. Okay. Circle them around a little bit and then we meet on our fours. Make sure your hands, your fingertips are pointing forward. And you have your weight distributed evenly and the whole hand. You make sure your fingertips are grabbing the mat and your armpits are turning forward. Now, this position is important for all of our positions we do on our hands, so remember it. On the next exhale, we do some protraction and retraction on our fours. Exhale, pulling the shoulder blades apart, rounding your spine, and then push them together. Just only moving the shoulder blades here. Not moving your hips, just the shoulder blades. Make sure your arms are straight, not bending. And we do this for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Exhale, release. Take a moment, take a deep breath. Now, calisthenics is a little bit like going to the gym, but we're doing sets with our body weight. So in between our sets, we take some breaks, okay? Take a moment here. Exhale, release, and we meet on our bellies to strengthen our back chain. Interlace your hands behind your head. We make some cobra lifts here. Make sure you're engaging your glutes and you're pushing your feet down into the mat. Don't let them lift up. Inhale, hands behind your head, lift. exhale, lower. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Inhale, lift for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Every time go a little higher if you can. 5, 4, a little bit higher. 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, release. Come up back onto your fours. We'll come in our push-up position. So for your push-up, for your first time, you want to have your knees on the ground. Make sure you tuck your pelvis in. So there's one line in between your upper thighs and your upper body. Make sure you don't arch your spine, but you're really strong here in your glutes and in your core. Same thing as before on our fours. You want to push your armpits forward and distribute the weight evenly in your hands. Lean forward. Make sure you're not here. Make sure your shoulder is over your wrists. Now, if this is your first time doing a push-up, we will do negatives. If you can push up again from the ground to our first position here, then you can do that. If not, we do negative to build the muscle. Make sure you go as slow as possible. Now, exhale, bend your elbows, lower down, hugging your elbows into your chest, still tucking your tailbone, lower onto your belly. Nice. And then come up, however, back into the position where we start. Turning the armpits forward, push out of your shoulders. Inhale, hold. Exhale, slowly lower down. Taking your time here. The slower you go, the more muscles you build. Nice. If you can push up again, keeping your tailbone tucked, then you can do so. Or you find your own way back into our first position. Nice. Inhale, hold. Exhale, lower, slowly down. And then you come up your way. Nice. Inhale, hold. We do 2 more. Exhale, slowly lower down. Inhale, come up your way. Exhale, slowly lower down. Last time. And then now stay on your belly. We do some more cobra lifts. Hands behind your head. And then go for 10. Lift. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Lifting a little higher. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Come back onto your fours. One more set of push-ups. Again, tuck your tailbone. One line between your thighs and your upper body. Make sure your shoulders are over your wrists. And then we lower. Slowly. On 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down onto your belly. Come up as you like. Back onto your push-up position. Inhale, hold here, push out of your shoulders. Exhale, lower down for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. However, you come back up. You don't have to push up in a straight line just yet. We can do this later on or the next time when you return to this practice. One more time. Inhale, plank, modified plank. Exhale, lower down. 5, 4, tucking your tailbone. 3, 2, 1. Nice. Come back onto your fours. Sit back onto your heels. Shake it out. Take a moment. Deep breaths out your mouth. Nice. From here going on, taking some weight off our wrists now. Come onto your forearms. Now, you could also have your knees on the floor to begin with. Or you tuck your toes, lift your hips, come into a full forearm plank pose. You choose your version. Just make sure you're rounding your lower spine, you're tucking your tailbone in strongly, engaging your glutes, protract the shoulders here. And then we hold. Whatever version you do, make sure you set up. Let's go. 10, 9, 8, 7, keep breathing. 6, shoulders over your elbows. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, release. Nice. Sit onto your heels, take a moment. Maybe roll your shoulders around a little bit. We do this once again. Come back onto your forearms, shoulders over your wrists. Protract your shoulders, tuck your tailbone either on your knees or lift it in a full forearm plank. Let's go. Set yourself up and then we hold for 10. 9, 8, 7, protracting your shoulders. 6, tucking your tailbone. Make sure your hips are not high, but really low on your shoulder height. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, release. Nice. Shake it out. Take a moment here. Now we do some more core work. Core is essential later on for our handstands. So come into a boat pose. You could hold your knees if it's too much, leaving your legs free. So you could hold your thighs here and then point your toes, lifting your chest, straighten your spine. If you want, you could extend your arms forward. Now we hold this for 10, 9, keep breathing, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, come into seated position. Take a moment, relax. Remember, we do our exercise, then we take a break. Do whatever feels good, maybe some neck circles, shoulder circles. And then we come back in our boat pose, your version. Either hold your legs or lift your arms by your side. Holding here. Now, this time, try lowering down your spine onto the mat. You can have your legs still in a bent position or you're still holding them. And then with some momentum, try coming back up, holding boat pose again. Nice. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift up. You can help with your hands. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. If you want to progress, you could extend your legs forward when you come down and hold a hollow back pose. Inhale, come up, boat. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice, beautiful. Firing up those abs here. Take a moment. From there, we meet on our fours, making sure we are in our modified plank pose again. So shoulders over wrist, armpits turning forward, protraction in the shoulders, tuck your tailbone. Holding here. You could have your knees on the ground or lift up into a full plank pose. If this is too hard, please let your knees down, rather holding this shape beautifully. Then coming up into a plank pose and hanging or lifting your hips, just building up the strength where you are today. Good. From there, with the knees down or lifted, touch your right hand to your left elbow or to your left shoulder and then lower. Left hand to your right elbow, shoulder and lower. Right hand to left, lower. Left to right, lower. Nice. We go a little bit faster, touching opposite shoulder with your hand. Make sure you don't swing from side to side with your hips when you stay stable. Let's go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, come back into seated position. Shake it out, maybe circle your wrists around, maybe stretch them a little bit. If you feel some tension here in your wrists, turn your fingertips around, leaning back, feeling into your forearms. And then we do this one more time, either on your knees or lifted in a plank pose. Protract your shoulders, tuck your tailbone. Let's go for 10. Touch the right hand to left shoulder, left hand to right shoulder. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold plank pose. Pushing out of your shoulders. Stay here for 10, 9, 8. Shoulders over your wrists. Leaning forward. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, release. Nice. Shake your hands out. Maybe again, stretch your wrists. This time, turning the outside of your hand down. Fingernails in the mat. Maybe turn your hands, moving your forearms. And then we meet back on our belly to do some more work for our spinal erectors, for our spinal muscles here. On the next inhale, lift your arms by your side, Superwoman's pose, lift your heart, lift your chest. Inhale, hold. And then lift your legs too. Nice. Engage your glutes. Now extend your arms forward, extending through the arms and the legs. Nice. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, lower hands in front of your head, front head, taking a rest on your hands. Now one more time, Superwoman's pose. Lift your arms, lift your legs, extend your arms forward. On the inhale, now on the exhale, bend your legs and with your hands, touch your ankles. Nice. Inhale, extend the legs and the arms. Exhale, touch the ankles. Inhale, extend. Exhale, touch. 4, 5. Inhale, lift. Exhale, touch. Inhale, lift. Exhale, touch. 4, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Exhale, release. Take a moment. Taking a rest. Whew. Deeply exhaling through your mouth. Now that we are warmed up, we can move into our first hand balance, our crow pose. So I will show you. You can take a moment and rest and look at me to make sure you get all the points right, and then you try yourself, okay? For our crow pose, first step, planting your hands underneath your shoulders, turning your fingertips forward. Make sure your fingertips are widely spread apart. And then you grab the ground with your fingertips, really leaning forward. And for our crow pose, we need this protraction. So you push the shoulder blades apart. Now coming into a little squat on your toes, making sure your hands are stable. And now bring your elbow in between your thigh and your calf for the first version of our crow. When you have your elbow between thigh and calf, you want to look to the front, not down, because you will fall a little bit easier. Look forward, lean the thighs onto your elbows, and then bend your elbows as far as you can, thinking of your push-up position. Nice. And then you could hold here. If you want a little more, you could lift one foot and then step it down. And then lift the other foot and step it down. Lifting the left and the right. And then take a break, taking a moment, shaking out your hands, coming back to your breath. This is our first step. Our second step, again. Now you could try with me. You can try the first version or doing with me the second version. Bring your elbows between thigh and calf. Look forward. Protract your shoulders. Lean forward, bend your elbows as far as you can, still pushing out of your hands. And maybe now you lift both feet off the ground. Nice. And then you hold as long as you can. Maybe pause your video, come into your crow pose, hold it as long as you can, and do 3 or 4 sets of holding your version of crow pose. If both legs, both feet don't lift yet, try lifting one foot and just holding the position nice and strong. And then you come back to the video and you try again. Okay? So now step 3, if you feel good in your wide-legged crow pose, you could try bringing your knees onto your triceps. Same system, hands under your shoulders, look forward, protract your shoulders, place your knees on your triceps, and then lean. Bend your elbows, lean forward, push out of your hands, maybe lift one foot, maybe lift the other. Focus a point with your eyes, and then hold as long as you can in your crow pose. Nice. When you come out, shake your hands, circling your wrists. And when you're ready with your sets, let's stretch those wrists and the shoulders a little bit. Bring your hands down, sit on your heels, hands down onto the mat. Extend them forward, further forward than your knees, leaning back, feeling into your forearms, stretching after we've put some weight on them. Exhale, release, turning the outside of your hands down. Pressing all 10 fingernails down into the mat. If your arms are straight, maybe you start rotating them. Nice. Exhale, release. Now come into a seated position. Legs forward, hands behind you. We will stretch our shoulders a little bit. They have done some work today. Hands behind your hips. And make sure your little fingers are together. Now, walk your hips forward as far as you can, until you feel a stretch in the front of your shoulders. Push your heart up to the sky, look up to the ceiling, maybe lean from one side to the other. Take a moment here. Exhale, release. Beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me today. Feel free to come back to this practice whenever you want, and you can build one time after the other when you come back. First time maybe you have your knees on the ground, next time you come back and you have your knees lifted for the first round of your set. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much, and I wish you an amazing day.